What's going on, everybody? Carl from The Obsession. Welcome to The Obsession. It's the third week of bow season here in southern Wisconsin. Today's actually going to be Saturday, October 2nd. And we're going to be talking about what's going on in the woods here in southern Wisconsin, central Wisconsin, and upper Wisconsin. Also northern Illinois, Iowa, and southeastern Minnesota. So, we're going to talk a little bit about upcoming hunt you're going to see here with Matt Davis. Matt's father passed away recently. Our condolences for his family, and talk a little bit about the emotional hunt that Matt's going to have coming up here. We're going to show you guys that hunt. Matt takes out an antlerless deer on his property. He's got too many down there, and he wanted to take a few out, and kind of has a hunt in remembrance of his father. We're going to show you guys that hunt after we discuss what's going on in the woods. So, obviously, we've had a lot of heat here in southern Wisconsin. Pretty much all the Midwest, everybody's experiencing pretty much the same thing. Currently, the temperature today is actually October 1st, Friday, while I'm filming this. And it's going to be 85, 86 degrees where I'm at. I am going to hunt this evening. The reason for that is we've got a front moving in from the west. It is a cold front. And it's going to be bringing some rain later this evening into tomorrow, pretty much all weekend. That's going to be a fairly good movement thing for deer. I believe the fronts are going to be causing deer movement on multiple levels, but number one level is we're going to talk about the temperature drop. The temperature drop is from basically 90 degrees today to Sunday. It's going to be a high of 70, maybe 69 in places, upper 60s in places, and the first few days of next week for sure. So, that being said, deer movement's going to be substantial, I believe, just on the fronts. I'm not a big moon phase guy, but if you are into the moon phase and believe in the moon phase, October 6th is the new moon, so 3 days before that and 3 days after that is supposed to be really good movement if you're into the moon situation. That being said, I don't hunt specifically on the moon. I hunt specifically on weather fronts. That's how I hunt. So I've been fairly successful over the years doing that. Not to say that the moon phase stuff doesn't completely cause movement, but if it's 90 degrees out during midday and things like that, I don't see a lot of deer moving. I don't care what the moon phase is, and that's just my opinion on it. I guess it's arguable, but we can go from there. Northern Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, central Wisconsin, pretty much all the same weather-wise for all of us over the next week. If you keep your eyes open, you're going to see the temperature starting to drop, and that's a good thing. It's going to get deer up and moving. We have had a lot of movement late in the evenings over the last week and a half, and I think mostly due to the full moon. This big high-pressure system that's been over the top of us, causing deer movement to be basically on the edges, fringes, morning, early, very early, even before shooting light and after shooting light, just due to their being able to move freely and cooler temperatures at night. So that's how I see it. This front moving in tonight, I'm going to hunt. Like I said, I'm hoping that it gets closer than they're saying it's going to get. If it does, at that point, I'm believing we're going to see a little bit of earlier deer movement, feeding on the front side of it. I'm actually going in for a doe. Some of my bigger deer are moving fairly decently. I've actually got some pictures of the number one buck on my property that I want to kill, Shocker, during daylight hours, early morning movement, actually during shooting light, which was fairly surprising to me. Most of his stuff has been dark, except when I got the first few pictures. Then the big moon phase hit, full moon, and he was moving in during the dark. Now that's gone, and he's starting to move closer to daylight and even in daylight. So I think I have narrowed down where I think he's bedded. We'll see how that works out. I'm not going to go specifically in to hunt that deer anytime soon on the grounds that I believe, depending on temperatures, he will still be on the fringes of being in and out on my property. I don't believe he's bedded directly on my property. So we'll see how that all works out. We'll talk more about that as the season progresses, and hopefully we'll get the opportunity to shoot that deer. There are a couple other good ones. Another new one moved on He looks like a smaller version of Gigantus, just a big mainframe 10, really nice deer, probably in the 150, mid 150 range. That would be another great deer to have an opportunity at. He's definitely moving during daylight hours, early morning right now. So we'll see how that all works out. For you guys in the future here over the next week, keep an eye on the cold fronts. Temperatures are going to be dropping. Watch your winds, going from high winds to low winds. That's a good opportunity to also hunt. I don't mean just daily, like from midday where it's 15 miles an hour to the evening when it's almost zero. At that point, you better be sure if you're hunting on hilly areas that you're hunting the thermals to not educate your deer. Because remember, there's thermal scent's going to draw your scent down and across the bottoms, and where it goes on your property will depend on whether or not you're educating your deer on your entrance and exit routes, which is very important. So keep an eye on that. Like I said, we're going to have this hunt with Matt Davis. Pretty emotional hunt for Matt. His dad taught him how to hunt, and this is actually on their home farm, and he gets an opportunity to take out this antlerless deer. So let's join Matt for the hunt. Thanks for watching the Obsession.
We've been out here in Wisconsin bow season. We're in southwest Wisconsin. We're sitting over a clover, alfalfa, chicory food plot. We got corn behind it. And earlier in the year we showed you where the coon knocked it down, and I went in here about 10 days ago, or maybe a little before that, disted it all up and then put winter wheat in there. It's coming up not too bad. And straight across we got a cereal rye and winter peas across the valley. But we checked camera today about 11:30, 12 o'clock. We get a fair amount of does coming in here, so we got the right wind. We had a cold front come in last night, so it rained. We wanted to go, but it was just windy enough and rainy enough that I didn't think the deer would move very good. So we'll see what happens tonight. So hopefully we get a couple does come in. But you're watching Rush Outdoors. her talk along. She's right over here in the cornfield. She hasn't moved, so we're going to go over and check her out. So, like I said, I made up a couple bad shots tonight. We got her. I mean, I shot her back a little bit on the first shot. And second shot, I put her right behind the front shoulder. So, we'll go over here and take a look at her and talk about it. Well, here she is, folks. I kind of know why I messed or made a bad shot on it. 2 days ago, my dad passed away, so we got to say our goodbyes Thursday. So it's been a couple emotional days for me. So this is the first chance I got to get out to go hunting. He's been sick for the last 10 days, so he was a meat hunter. I know I go bull hunting. I go back to the house, he'd be the first one there to greet you. Don't see what you seen or if you shot anything or not. And sometimes you tell him, no, you let some go, and he's like, you know, he kind of get frustrated, you know, because he was old school hunter. You know, if it was legal, you harvested it and then put meat on the table. So I like dedicate this hunt to my dad tonight. So I mean, it's a doe, but he's with me, so that means a lot. So you're watching Rush Outdoors, and I got too excited, or was in a big hurry tonight. I forgot my knife and some other stuff, so I'm gonna run back to the house here and grab my knife and come back out here and take care of her. So I love you, Dad. So thanks for all the memories.